Hi HDM, how are you guys? You guys want to know something? A fun fact about me. I never recorded a video like this during the day because of my sleep schedule. Never get the chance to record during the day. I think it would be pretty cool to record a video during the day. It'll just give a different vibe that I never experienced before. That daytime vibe, or going into the evening to nighttime. I think that'd be pretty cool. So right now I'm literally just getting my day/night started. That's why I'm starting cooking so late and all that stuff. Tonight I'm gonna do a story time about when I was homeless in Atlanta. So we're gonna go back years. When I was 19 years old, I was staying with my dad during that time. Me and my dad relationship at that time was really rocky. So I remember he didn't want me to stay with him. He was like trying to put me out or whatever. And at the time I was communicating with my best friend and her mom a lot, like on a daily basis. And they kind of talked me into moving to Atlanta. They was like, you can come and stay with us in our apartment and we'll help you get on your stuff. You know, there's plenty of opportunities, jobs. You know, it's a whole vibe. It's Atlanta. I had never been to Atlanta at that time. So I'm like, yes, I never thought about going to Atlanta. But me being young, about to get put out by my dad, I'm like, baby, like, what is I'm losing out on? Like, let's go. I was working for my dad. I got my last paycheck. It was like $200. I think he shortchanged at that time because our relationship wasn't the best. So I think he was just like, here, you know. When the paycheck probably should have been like more like $400. But I just packed my bags. I brought 3 duffel bags, suitcases, everything I own. Cause that's all I had at the time was that. My sister that I'm very close to, she's like 3.5 years older than me. She already knew that I was going to Atlanta to stay with the best friend. And she was like, well, you know, you going there, I'm going with you, you know. You my right hand man, basically. Like, where you go, I'm going. We had that type of relationship, and we actually still do. Put her little resources together, and she shot on to Atlanta 5 days before I got there. She caught the Greyhound bus. Boom, she already there. Days later, I got my Greyhound ticket. I went to Atlanta. She met me at the bus station, chopping it up and all that, happy to be in a new city and all that shit. I'm like, I'm in Atlanta, I just moved down here. Didn't even know what I was getting myself into at that time. I got a sibling here, so it's not like I'm alone. My best friend ended up meeting us at the bus station at the time. From there, my sister was like, we can just go on to my place. Because like I said, she just moved there. As soon as we walked up to her place, all her clothes and her luggage that she didn't even get to finish unpacking, it's all on the front porch. So we just looking like, damn, what's going on? Why your shit on the porch? This is you just paid the landlord your money for the rent. Mind you, this was a rooming type of house. She rented out the room basically for the month. You pay your rent, and then you know you can use the shared kitchen, shared bathroom. It was that type of situation. So my sister already knew that it was other people living there potentially, but they just wasn't there. The landlord had told her that they was out of town. Just know you have roommates, they out of town, they'll be coming back sometime or whatever. My sister called the landlord and was like, why my shit on the porch? I don't remember what he said. He made up some type of extravagant lie. Didn't know it was a lie at the time. Okay, he's finna move me into another building, the wrong building out to me. I guess it was some shit like that. He placed her in another rooming house. Now I'm heading to the best friend house. Best friend, we're just gonna call her best friend. Best friend's sister, we're gonna call her Ratchet. We gonna call the sister Ratchet. It was some little boy toy that she just met, and he had a nice car. He came and picked me and the best friend up. Best friend Mama, we're gonna call her Big Mama. But I know they will watch this. We got to Big Mama house. I walked in and I see how nasty and everything it is. I'm like, oh my God, it's like stuff all over the place. I'm not used to living like that. I'm just like, whoa, my God, what did I get myself into? Mind you, Big Mama has been flirting with me for weeks prior till I even got to Atlanta. She kept telling me that I was going to be hers, how she was going to turn me out because I was identified as gay at the time. And she knew that. She just kept trying to push her luck and thought she was going to turn me out and make me her future man or husband. I ain't going to say I played into it. I knew it would be beneficial, as far as me living with them. I didn't want any weird attention, so I kind of allowed it, but not really like played into it. It wasn't like I was like, yeah, we gonna be together. It wasn't, no. So Big Mama just happy to see me, just hugging me and all that stuff. That night, cause she can cook. Big Mama can cook. She can throw down in the kitchen. She made a big old meal for me and my sister. Of course, her and her children, all them ate, but she made a big meal for us coming down there. It was that was a good day. I had my drinks and stuff like that. Just having a real good day. My sister ended up coming over with her homeboy that nighttime. Big Mama had like barbecue chicken, fried chicken. I'm talking about like, regular fried chicken seasoned to the guys. She had some Parmesan crusted fried chicken. Baby had barbecue wings. She made 2 different types of dressing. She huge pan of macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes and she made everything. She cooked her tail off, okay? And when I walked in that kitchen, I couldn't even look around the kitchen because I have real bad OCD. Just knowing that it got crumbs and dirt and grime in the crevices of the dish rack, in a microwave, and in the refrigerator, just creeps me out real bad. So I'm just trying not to look around the kitchen. The few weeks prior to me coming to Atlanta, she knew that I was like really big on paper plates, plastic spoons. So she did grant me that. She did get that for me. So I didn't have to go reaching no drawer and seeing crumbs and spilt sauce and stuff all up in there. Like, nah. And I knew I saw a bug in the corner of my eye, and I looked at it, and it was a roach. And I'm like, oh my God, it got roaches. But I really couldn't focus on that. I was so hungry, I wanted to eat the food, and I was just not trying to even, I'm like, okay, whatever you just saw, it don't exist, basically. Like, come on, just eat this good food this lady just made. All this good food, you got to. We've been waiting hours to eat. Smashed, ate that good old meal. Cool. Sister stayed the night. We all slept on the floor. Mind you, I moved there. It was just so much going on. I wasn't even focused on the actual living part of it. Like, well, I'm gonna be coming to move with you guys, and I'm gonna have like my own space. I didn't decipher none of that. So no, I didn't have my own space. I just put my bags and stuff in the mama room, Big Mama room. I slept in the living room on the floor with best friend. We're sharing covers. My sister and her homeboy is next to us. I don't know, it was a few more people there. Somebody sleeping on this couch, somebody sleeping on this couch. I'm all buzzed and stuff as we laying down. We're asleep. Sister, everybody else is all high. They was blowing tree prior, okay? Me, I was a drinker, so I had 4 Locos and all types of stuff. Now looking back at it, $200, that's not nothing. Like, how did I expect to move to Atlanta with $200? You know that, baby, that money went so fast, and I spent most of it on cigarettes and drinks. I fell asleep. I woke up in the middle of the night. I think I felt a hand creeping up on me, you know, sliding in my pants. Not even saying nothing. She just putting her hands all in my pants. Nothing didn't grow, clearly. But I just kind of entertained and just went along with it, I guess. I tapped into breastfeeding mode because that's pretty much what I did. I was really shocked and surprised I even did that. I was not turned on or anything like that. I wasn't amused in the least bit. That didn't make anything grow. I'm keeping it PG-13, you guys, so that's why I'm talking in the way I am. When I woke up that next day, I was thinking in my mind, like, what did you do? Like, did you really do that? Best friend been wanting me since we first met in 9th grade. And she knew that I didn't want her. In fact, I didn't even used to like her prior. I used to talk about her, roast her and everything to her face, all that. Then when we became cool, she had a boyfriend at the time. Her boyfriend was around. Her boyfriend was living in Atlanta, coming to see her, and he was getting jealous because of our bond. But I don't think she realized how much she wanted me. You know, it wasn't a genuine best friend bond, like, best friend, I really want you to come here. You know, I miss you, but aside from that, I want you to succeed and we can be in the same city. I think it was more so about, it's a chance me and her can, like, be together, but you can't do that because I wasn't there for those reasons. I wasn't into that. So she made it personal. Big Mama did too, and I will get to that later on in this story. I'm actually going to have to break this up because it's going to be quite some long stories. You know, the next day came, my mom woken up and stuff. Now I'm just hanging out in the room with the mom, Big Mama. The best friend, she was working at a job, like maybe T-Mobile or something, so she was at work. Big Mama had a homeboy that stayed right next door in the apartment complex they was in, named Q. Q was a very flamboyant gay man. So when he saw me, because he already knew about me before I even got there, him and Big Mama talked, and I guess they was debating on which one was going to get me. Big Mama like, oh, Q, this is my man. Mind you, this is before transition. Q like, that's my man. No, that's my... So they just kind of going back and forth on some like playing around type of stuff. It's a lot to this story. I'm trying to just keep it into the important parts. But in order for me to kind of tell the story, I gotta kind of like go through everything. But I don't want to ramble. Back to my sister. She ended up calling me before I even got on the MARTA bus. It was telling me that the slumlord Tommy Lee wanted more money for her to stay there. And I'm like, he put you in a house that he wasn't supposed to put you in, that was full of occupants. Actually, backstory, he never even owned any rights to that house. That was someone else's house. You guys know, if you guys know how Atlanta works, there's a lot of scam artists there that scam you of money and everything. So he didn't put her in a house. The people, when they got back off vacation, they're like, why, you know, whose stuff is this in the house? Whether it was supposed to be there. Basically like breaking in somebody's house and living in somebody's house. We kind of figure out later on down the line. And going back to when I got to Atlanta before Ratchet and her little boy toy picked up me and best friend, slumlord Tommy Lee had asked me, like, is you gonna be staying here or whatever? Because I did have plans on like staying, you know, be staying the night at my sister's house. Well, I have a place to go, but I'm like, yeah, I'll be staying over here. And he was like, had a pen and paper. I'm like, well, you know, if you stay here, I'll charge you this. I'm like, well, I'm not talking about living here, but just like staying the night with my sister. I don't think I gotta pay you to stay the night with my sister. I'm not gonna be living here. So he was already on some like greedy money talk with that. So I already kind of peeped what type of person that was. So I was like, nah. So my sister had called me, so pretty much she had to leave that place. So I ended up meeting up with her. My sister had a sugar daddy back in her hometown. So he actually had sent her $600 because she told him the situation to get another place. This one is in, if you guys in Atlanta or know about Atlanta, Oakland City. That's where my sister got her next place at. Got a rooming house there in the middle of the ghetto. I'm talking about projects, hood. A completely different side of town from where Best Friend, Ratchet, and Big Mama, where I was staying at with them. So now she got the place and everything. I didn't went over to her place. I go back over to Big Mama house. As soon as I go back into the house, it's all dark. Why is it so hot in here? Why is it so dark in here? Why is it candles lit? Best Friend and Big Mama told me that the lights got cut off. The lights got cut off. And they had eviction notice. They was getting evicted. So I'm like, wait a minute, why? I only been out here a couple days, and you mean to tell me the consumers, the lights is cut off, and you got an eviction notice stamped to your door? Everyone is scrambling, right? Ratchet is getting ready to stay with a family member that lived in Atlanta. Big Mama had got a U-Haul truck, so that way we can put all their stuff in the house in the storage unit. It was just me and Ratchet, literally, because Big Mama, she wasn't helping. She's like 500-600 pounds, so she wasn't helping, honey. It's a lot going on because it's my sister and her situation. This going on, I just got here. I was broke at the time. I ran out of them $200. It was just like so much that honestly I couldn't focus on one situation. I couldn't even focus on them having roaches in their house and it being nasty because there just was so much going on. And I'm skipping over some stuff, but I'm just trying to focus on the most important stuff. The way Ratchet was running in that house, grabbing stuff, I'm talking about in big old black trash bags, just throwing everything. I'm talking about throwing candles in, remote, not even separating, putting stuff in boxes, clothes not folded, just taking everything. So I'm just grabbing it that way too. And she was mad that she had to do that and we didn't have no help. Like, I totally got that. So I'm literally just grabbing, just snatching stuff off the shelves, the hangers and everything, just throwing it all in a U-Haul truck. Y'all should have seen. I'm gonna upload a picture. It's not the exact picture, but this is like the picture of how it looked at, and I kid you not, this is exactly how it looked. Order type of stuff, some stuff you would see on TV. Ratchet hit it. She went to one of her people's house. The other younger siblings, they went and stayed with like a distant family member. It came nighttime. It's time for us to go to sleep. So instead of us sleeping on the floor, Ratchet is not there, so we can sleep in the bed. So it's me sleep right here, Best Friend sleep right here. So, and then I was drinking every day. I had a drink every day, whether I had the money for it or not. Big Mama, she was a drinker too. So when she got a drink, some Tangleray gin, you know, I'll have me a few beers. In the middle of the night, I woke up because Best Friend want to get frisky again and start touching and, you know, doing all of that stuff unannounced, invading my space.